And that's it tonight. Good night.
Tomorrow and every weekday, the news from ITN at 12:30 with Julia Somerville.
Wednesday at 9, a top-secret meeting at the London Embassy.
This is the briefing.
This isn't your style, Coach.
I've got instructions from the 3rd floor.
You think because foreigners drink Coke and eat Big Macs and wear sweatshirts saying UCLA that they're our allies. You got a lot to learn.
I know it's behind the spooks on the 3rd floor, right? They're interested. The CIA love defectors.
Your love could be dynamite.
Anyway, it's not your department anymore. It's not a cultural matter, it's political mine.
A defector brings trouble for the London Embassy. Wednesday at 9 on Thames.
Next tonight, the latest Thames news headlines, followed by action with that private investigator, Thomas Magnum.
Some people will always trust their sense of taste. Some people will always buy Krona margarine. Try Krona on your sense of taste.
This is the listening bank, yes?
Yes, it is.
Good. I'd like a new kind of bank account.
A new kind of...
Bank account, yes. First, if I write a check that's a little over my balance...
Yes?
I'd like it cashed.
Cashed?
Yes, cashed. A free overdraft of £250 should do it.
Free overdraft?
Free overdraft? And none of those acidic letters, right?
Right.
I also want interest on my current account.
Interest on current account?
And preferential consideration for larger overdrafts.
Preferential?
That's 1F.
1F.
There's now a new kind of bank account for a new kind of customer. Vector from Midland.
Oh, yes. And finally, no bank charges.
No bank charges? But how can we make an honest profit?
I'll pay a simple monthly fee, fixed in advance. Right?
Right.
Thanks for listening.
Have a nice day.
Vector from Midland. A new kind of bank account for a new kind of customer.
What's for dinner, mate? A roast boar. Gonna keep the old repartee sparkling then, eh? Crack him up.
Foster's, the amber nectar.
The new Amstrad wordy processor gives quality superb letter printing and corrects your snarly up spelling.
At £499 plus VAT, it's word perfect.
A is for alpha, B is for bites. See for yourself that they taste just right. D is for dinner, E is for eggs. Letters so tasty from A through to Z. Crisp golden potato and fluffy inside. Oven baked, grilled or fried. Made by Bird's Eye, you can't buy better. And called Alphabites, 'cause each one's a letter.
If a man stood directly in the path of a speeding truck, you'd think he was insane. But how else do you get pictures like this for ITV's Survival? No wonder in the last 5 years, ITV won 3 Queen's Awards for Industry. ITV, the best takes, whatever it takes.
Good evening. Talks aimed at ending the jail overcrowding dispute, which has kept more than 1,200 prisoners in police cells, have tonight broken down at the Home Office. Staff at Ashford Remand Centre, Pentonville and Wormwood Scrubs agreed to work normally last week, but officers at Wandsworth are still refusing new admissions. Now, as Ken Andrew reports, they face suspension and there's speculation that the Army could be called in.
The Prison Officers Association say they offered to end their industrial action and increase the number of prisoners at Wandsworth in return for what they describe as meaningful discussions over manning levels. This was turned down by the Home Office, and the stage now seems set for officers at Wandsworth to be suspended.
The new London City Airport opened in Docklands today, but already there's been another row about its safety and security precautions. Planners meet tomorrow to approve the airport's emergency arrangements, but the police say they're inadequate and want a new bridge built that will give them direct access to the runway in the event of an accident or terrorist attack. This morning, the first commercial flight arrived to a suitable welcome, but the day wasn't without its problems. A return flight to Paris later in the day was held up in France for 5 hours. 2 grammar schools in Surrey have tonight been saved from closure. Kingston Council voted to shut down Tiffin Boys and Tiffin Girls schools when the authority was under Alliance control. But 2 by-elections have seen the transfer of power to the Conservatives, who tonight reversed the earlier decision. A double rapist who sexually assaulted one of his 2 victims in front of her husband has been jailed for 15 years. The Recorder of London, Sir James Miskin, told Alvin Bay from Tottenham that society was becoming more and more sickened at ever-increasing rape. Bay admitted raping and robbing 2 women in their own homes and abducting one of them. A man who bit off a police dog's ear during a fight outside West Ham's soccer ground has been jailed for 2 years. The Alsatian, called Solo, had to be given 14 stitches in the wound. Frank Turpin admitted the offence, as well as 2 assault charges. A previously unknown actor from Ilford took over from Cliff Richard and David Cassidy tonight to become the star of the hit musical Time. And David Ian is hoping that he'll be able to continue the success of the show, which has already been seen by more than 1 million people. And Thames weather. Tonight will be cloudy and misty with rain later in the west. Tomorrow there'll be some rain early on, but for the most part it'll be a fairly dry day. The high 16 Celsius, that's 61 Fahrenheit. And that's it. Our next news is at 9:25 tomorrow morning. Now, Magnum.
Sun-Maid raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine?
Naturally tastier than your normal nibble.
My baby don't care for shows. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races.
Share the fantasy. Chanel number 5.
When you put your back into a big, tough job, you gotta have something you can get your teeth into. New McCoy's potato chips, made to McCoy's original recipe. Specially selected potatoes cut into extra thick slices for the biggest, crunchiest home-style chips. That's the real McCoy, with a whole lot more potato taste. The big chip from the big country.
Have you seen the knife that after this can then do this? The Wiltshire Staysharp from Richardson Sheffield. The knife that sharpens itself.
Have you seen this, old boy? London's new airport, only 6 miles from the City of London.
Latest check-in time, 10 minutes.
Sister airline's British Midland.
An airline for business people.
Now flying out of the ultra-modern London City Airport.
To Brussels.
And Paris.
Extremely convenient.
Not to mention time-saving.
Ask your travel agent about flying Eurocity Express, straight from the heart.
Why not mention time-saving?
What?
And we've just finished this room.
To achieve the desired effect,
Oh, excuse me.
you'll need a little help from one of the most exciting names in home fashion. A name that offers you a totally coordinated look in wall coverings, home furnishings, ceramics, and so much more.
And the name? Covent Garden, from Coloroll, of course.